Hello, Mr. Zubair. Long time, and long time to everyone else.
Yeah, maybe you should apologize for not showing up last week.
Oh, yes, I'll apologize on Zubair's behalf. He took a trip to London and beat
That
you guys.
was on Monday. It was on Monday, and you missed
Yeah,
the.
and every Monday we release our podcast. So,
Yeah, but we recorded on a Sunday.
nah, still it's your fault.
Yeah, so Sani overslept on Sunday, so we didn't record on Sunday. Therefore, we had nothing to put out on Monday.
Yeah, sure. Sunny overslept on Sunday because Zubair wanted us to record on Saturday, short notice. So it's still time back to you. But
um,
yeah, good. The main
yeah,
point
happy
is
to
we're
be
back.
back. Yeah,
So what's
and
new?
well, to really be back, we have to
Cue
do
the
the best
jingle.
part of the show. Okay.
Sorry, I was vibing to the jingle.
I know it never gets old.
It never gets old. Needs to be my ringtone soon.
Well, if I had a ringtone, it would be. I haven't had a
Actually,
ringtone.
I'll make a special one just for you. So whenever you call, it's like,
I haven't had a ringtone since forever.
oh yeah, it's just been on vibrate for the longest time.
Yeah, yeah. And then the Apple Watch came along and didn't need it to ring anymore.
I still haven't converted into an Apple Watch person. I've never done Apple Watch
Really?
before. Yeah, I don't know. I just
Well,
feel
I
like
think with my new product, you would you would you would drop your whoop for an Apple Watch.
so. What is your new product?
Do you want to go first? Because you have some exciting news first.
Nah,
But for
I'm
me,
wondering what product, what crazy idea you're into now that
yeah,
going to
you know
put
that
my
stage.
whoop for.
Yes, you know that's well, yes, I'll come to that because I am on a crusade. I have uh I have been in the dark and I've been brainwashed, you can say. Um it's so you know how we know we secretly know that even though we don't like to admit it that Android products are superior.
They're not.
Ah, come on, come
How
on.
are they? How are they superior though?
Hardware wise, it's more versatile. Don't get me wrong, I'm an Apple person, but I feel more like a hostage than a willing participant. I'm there because I can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, that's the only thing I think with Apple is they're not so open sourcey friendly. But I don't know. Android is just always gonna.
No, so it's not about the. I don't care about the software because the softwares have kind of gotten to a level that the superiority is a matter of preference,
I think
rather than
this. I think
functionality.
I was referring more so to the ease. As like for example, somebody who develops apps, I can send an APK over WhatsApp to somebody, and he can just download it and try
Yeah,
out my app. But on Apple, it's a bit more difficult. You need to
test
go through some
flights, the whole
processes
thing,
and
get
stuff
it
like that, you
accepted.
know?
Okay, so yes, from that there's a big difference in that regard. But I'm talking about at a consumer level. There isn't much of a difference. I mean, what has been in the news past couple of years is mostly about uh, blue bubble, green bubble. That's the only thing people are holding on to. Really, there isn't anything that you won't lose quality of life by moving to Android. Well, in my
I
case, I
will.
will. Yeah, well, yes, I will. Hence being an unwilling participant and
Have you
feeling like I
tried
was.
to just navigate to that home screen with all those widgets? It's horrible.
Yeah, so while I can't leave um Apple just yet. I mean, well, I can't even imagine it, but I've come to terms with that. And then I started feeling that way with Whoop. So I tried to get my parents on it, and my brothers pushed back, and we had a 48-hour long argument with me standing there on the Whoop side,
Mm.
just just going. And then towards the end,
And what side were they on? Apple Watch?
no, they were on any other wearable.
Any other wearable except
Any
for
other
Whoop?
wearable. Yes,
Which
because
which is
Whoop
what?
is just a ripoff.
Uh,
They're giving you things that everybody else gives you, and they're making you pay £30 for it.
wait, you paid £30?
Well, £27.
No.
Yeah, you pay £27 for it, and their biggest selling point. Anyway, their biggest selling point is that no distractions,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it doesn't work for me because I'm a fan of the screen. My biggest fear is missing calls outside during the time that I need to get calls. Unless I'm going to be looking at my phone the whole time. An Apple Watch, actually, a screen on my wearable helps me. It's just an extra productivity thing for me, and I have the option to just silence it or turn it off. Right, that's their biggest
Mm.
selling point. All right, so they said something about how the Apple Watch can do everything the Whoop can, and I pushed back, and then that was when it hit me. It is true, and then I saw the difference between the two companies. You see, Apple is a hardware company when it comes to the Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm.
They're a hardware company, and the platform runs on mostly third-party developers bringing their products. While um, Whoop is a software company that's trying really hard to convince you they're a software and a hardware company, so that you pay £27 a month, right? Okay, and then they cater to two different personas. Whoop cater to athletes and the matrix that athletes will care about, which is their
Mm-hmm.
strength, their recovery to remain at their peak. All right. While the Apple interface is giving you the minimum, your steps, to just an average person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy with the Apple one because I didn't know there was more data, that can help me. And I'm data driven.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always been my obsession. So naturally, I was drawn to the Whoop because it gave me more data, and then it hit me. I went into the rabbit hole. I was comparing the two technologies. So it turns out the sensors on an Apple Watch naturally are superior than the Whoop. And then I started seeing Whoop as what they are, which is a software company.
I mean, it's pretty much initially when Adam, Manchester Street Adam,
Yeah,
introduced me to the Whoop, I was like, this is just basically a sensor and software,
yeah,
doesn't do any. I mean, it has all the accelerometer, gyroscope, and yada yada, and they process all that data. But what appealed to me is what you mentioned, which is the no distraction stuff. Like it's just a simple band. And also, what I like about the Whoop is that I charge it once every 4 days. That's like my biggest thing. That the Apple Watch has to be taken off every night. You can't
Not
wear it
anymore.
to sleep.
The new Apple Watch charges 80% in 30 minutes.
But then, how long does it last?
It lasts 18 hours on a full charge.
I don't know. I still feel like there'll be
Just
some
take it off
moments
when you're about to shower. Take it
where
off when
I'll
you're
have
about to shower, and that's it. You're good for the whole day until the next time. Or you can go the Ultra and get double that time. But
oh.
that's upselling, right? That's a whole different
But then
argument.
these are the new Apple Watches, right? That
Yeah,
just came out.
yeah. So that's a whole different issue. I want you to look at the right now. Um, the Apple Watch, the health or the fitness app, they don't give you HRV or recovery, but they have that data. They have all the sensors. Literally, it's just right there sitting in it's somewhere in the list. If you scroll to the bottom, you see it.
Mhm.
It's not presented in the Whoop way.
I see.
Now I segue into the new venture, which was the crushing feeling, the painful feeling of being used that I felt after that realization. Paying that the monthly subscription fee, which is hidden behind getting a hardware, that a one-time Apple Watch or a Samsung Watch for an Android user, one-off payments would cover it, right? And the
Mhm.
sensors will collect all that data. So it becomes a software issue, which is where the new product comes in. The new product is going to deliver what so and I found other third-party apps on App Store, like this is it athlete or athletic with a Y. Check it out. It's like Strava, but with a Whoop kind of mindset, and it
Mhm.
also calculates strain recovery using the Apple Watch as a hardware.
Mhm.
So it's something similar to that. My aim is to bring Whoop, the outstanding data, the presentation that drew me to Whoop in the first place. I want to bring that to Whoop is packaging it for athletes. I'm bringing that to the everyday man
So
at a
basically,
reasonable cost.
you're gonna build an Apple Watch app.
Yes, an Apple
Okay.
Watch app that has an
Thank you,
iPhone.
Lord, because I thought you were gonna say you're going to build your own hardware as well.
Oh no!
I was just gonna jump off the call and be like, nah.
So that's how I want to make it cheap because I want it accessible. I want it accessible. I want it without the hassle of getting new hardware, or it's something that you can pick up and start using today, and you don't have to pay £27 a month for it.
Hmm. So if you now make that app, basically all of your audience would then be Apple Watch audience,
Or
unless you
Samsung
now,
Watch, or Huawei
yeah.
Watch.
But as far
Anybody,
as I
okay,
know,
so my audience would be anybody that has an interest in tracking their health markers. That's
so
anybody that has a smartwatch. It doesn't have to be an Apple Watch. It doesn't. It can be a Samsung watch. It can be a Huawei watch. It can be a Fitbit.
but the thing with that is that if you're gonna well, the idea is great and everything. I'm just trying to present you the hardships. A phone
Okay,
app
hit me.
a phone app, for example, you can build with React Native or Flutter, right? Build once, export twice, right? Or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
I don't think you can do that for an Apple Watch, right? Or
yeah, not
for
yet.
WhatsApp.
Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know a solution that does that
Hmm.
yet,
You
but
would have to write twice.
we're currently exploring it.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have to be a case of finishing the iOS one and then jumping on the Android one, or vice versa. But it is doable.
The good news is, though, I don't think there are many Apple Watch apps, so the market isn't so saturated as
Yes,
phone apps.
yeah, and look on the bright side. It won't burn you when you're charging it.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't been burnt, but everybody around me has been
Oh
burnt
no!
like
Now I
multiple
charge
times.
mine. I take it off and charge it. I'll be so scared.
I still charge mine while it's on my hand. It's just I don't put lotion while I'm charging it or whatever. Like
Yeah,
people who
it's
usually have water on them, I think they get burnt, but I'm not sure. I don't know what it is, but definitely need to write to Whoop about it.
yeah. So I just presented Haleo.
Haleo,
Yeah,
is that the name of the app?
yeah.
Are all your startups starting with H?
I was being lazy when I started exploring the name, but it fell into place when I found Haleo because I wanted to use the Hobly H in the
Hmm.
brand. So I didn't want to leave H. So it had to be something that started with a H. So
Okay.
it was so difficult. So many words associated with health that start with H happen to sound like diseases, like pneumonia stuff. So it wasn't pretty. And then I landed on Haleo, which comes from the English word hale, Hale, which
Hmm.
stands for healthy or robust. It fits right
Interesting.
in. Now
Interesting.
we have
So,
Haleo, and the
uh,
domain is haleo.fit. Visit it and subscribe to our waitlist.
oh, you already have a domain.
Yes, but the waitlist is
You
not up yet.
dot fit. Oh, it's not up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you going to do a Haleo Hubly synergy where your hubblers wear or track their data wearing Apple Watches so they can see how stressed they are cleaning
It
people's
doesn't have
dishes?
to be an Apple Watch. It can be anything. We're
Hmm.
versatile. The whole idea is we're
So
not hooking
why
you up
doesn't
to
Whoop? Why
uh,
doesn't Whoop like? Why doesn't Whoop just make? Well, they already have an app. Why do they need to sell their hardware too?
because they
What?
can't charge you £27 for it.
But they
The
can.
hardware is the reason why you're ready to pay £27.
But they can though. Like they can
No, they
just
can't charge you £27 for it. No, when
no, not for the hardware, for
yes,
the
for the
subscription.
subscription.
Yeah,
Yes, they
the
can't charge
same
you
the same
27
way.
for it anymore.
No,
Because
but
if you look at
you know how you go on the App Store and you have like QuickBooks or even My Fitness Pal. You want to do premium calorie tracking. They charge you what, $30 a month to be able to access premium features like seeing how much protein your chicken has.
yeah,
You
no
know,
thank you.
huh?
No thank you.
Well, no, thank you to you, but I'm
Yeah,
saying in Whoop's perspective, like they wouldn't need to hassle with all this hardware
yeah, but
stuff.
that's the thing. There's
They can probably
almost
make their subscription 15 a month
all
too.
of them ask for around the same thing for the food tracking apps. All of them ask for something similar. But you have check out um Athletic with a Y on the App Store, and they charge about £3 something for it, and you get everything that Whoop would give you for that.
Well, Whoop can probably charge, £3 as well if they ditch their hardware.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
but that's the thing.
that will remove their overhead.
Yes, but how would their investors feel?
Well,
Because
that's
check their
their
last
problem.
round of funding.
Huh?
Check their last round of funding.
Oh, they had the funding.
Yeah, Whoop is, I think, it's a $3 billion company. Do you think the shareholders will stand for cutting that to a
Oh, yeah, they
fraction of
raised
what it is?
200 million.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, they led by SoftBank. Jeez.
So yeah, it won't happen.
SoftBank is. Well, now we know that Whoop is definitely going to fail since SoftBank is leading all these investments.
Are you even allowed to say that?
Well, no one's listening, anyways.
We hope somebody is listening, Sani.
I hope not for this episode.
Yeah, so
SoftBank calls me tomorrow. It's like, hey, we want to lead the investment into your company. I'm like, yeah, you guys are the best. And then they discover this episode. They're like, bruh.
I was just joking.
It's like, I was just joking. I was just doing it for clout.
Oh,
But yeah, that's interesting. So more on your plate, on your entrepreneur plate. But I guess there's no pressure to no deadline pressure or anything. Can be a fun little side thing going on.
oh no, I'm out for vengeance.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have that. It's a whole slew of
Mm,
ideas.
mm. I'm just stretching in a way that flashes my whoop band. Ah, you see that?
Yeah,
Miles even
but
has the custom strap.
but
No, I think we
yeah.
can conclude this episode.
Well, I want to prove that the Apple sensor is superior, which it is. I'm seeing the difference. Whoop was off by about 5 minutes on my sleep this morning, and I've been tracking my workouts with them.
So
And
how do you know which one is real? The
because
time.
I use three sensors. So when I work out, I use
Oh, is that the one you put on your chest?
yes, I use the My Zone,
Mm-hmm.
the Whoop, and the Apple Watch, and then I compare all three numbers.
Damn, Zubair is like in the gym, like covered in tech. Just like working out, like beeping all over the place.
Oh yeah, and you should see me in the sauna just chatting people up about their wearables. So what do you think
In the
about that one?
sauna.
just just because it's market research.
Hmm.
I mean, a lot of people because okay, I thought the Whoop would be smarter, right? It doesn't give you anything. The AI promise and the AI promise and the insights are not measuring up. So I don't want you to tell me that uh, the last time I did this workout, I was able to push this percent more, right? I want you to tell me, hey, it looks like because yesterday you drank uh, 3 extra liters of water before going to bed, it seems it affected your performance on this today. All
Damn.
the insights seem to be very superficial. They're
Mm-hmm.
collecting so much data, but it's not adding up.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much they could do with that data, so much more they could tell me, but they're not.
I see.
I have a whole tab in my GPT, that I ask, that I can continue a conversation with ChatGPT on it,
Hmm.
while all I get from Whoop is generic answers. I
Oh,
can
you
have
mean
a constructive.
the AI coach?
Yes, yes, and yes. Before you even get to that, I never used that. I tried to use it, and it's just disappointing.
Yeah,
And the
I don't
insights
use
are
the
not
AI
really
coach.
telling you anything.
Hmm.
They're not telling you anything. So I end up using 3 to 4 different apps to use to check my stuff. I have one for tracking body composition and weight. I have one for tracking my workouts, and I have Whoop for telling me my heart rate and my recovery.
I like how this is so passionate now about this.
Yeah,
This is
because now
crazy.
I'm pissed, especially because it had. I was especially because it took my brothers calling me out for me to see it. Now that hurt because
Damn.
I was completely blind to it, and I was just paying. Oh, and you know what? Crowned it off.
Mm.
I went to I went to I went to opt out of my Whoop,
You
and
went
it
to what?
told opt out of my Whoop
Oh, okay.
subscription, and it
Hmm.
told me I can't.
Why?
It's a 12-month commitment.
Oh,
Oh, that was it. That was the straw, and the camel's
I
back
mean,
just went.
you kind of you got the device for free, right?
No, I'm paying for it.
No, I mean, like, did you get it through a referral where like you only pay for shipping and then
Oh
you
no,
pay
that's the thing. Oh, and that's another deception too, because you can
Mhm.
just go to their website and get it for free. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be a referral.
yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not free. They lock you
yeah,
in.
yeah. So you go on the podcast they sponsor. They tell, oh yeah, use my code and get it for free.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can just go get it for free anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm very pissed, Zani. And I expect you to stop using Whoop as soon as your 12-month commitment is over, because
I
you're
don't
moving.
I don't
You're
have a 12-month commitment. I paid for it like outright.
oh, Sadie, they got you.
They
Oh
did.
man.
By they, I mean Adam.
You know what? I'll wait for you. On the other side, by that time, we would have would be testing the MVP for Haleo.
Yeah, you should definitely work on it. And let's see. You should there are a lot of all of these health scientists, biomedical engineer people. I, man, I know so many biomedical engineers. Damn, this is crazy. I don't know why there's so many of them, but you can definitely have them work with you and
Yeah.
craft
So
craft data in a more useful way.
yeah, maybe you can make an introduction offline.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I have a few people in mind. That's on the analytics stuff
Hmm.
to make it very in depth.
I even have a guy that is working at Pfizer right now, or no, actually Moderna. So they just be crazy with that data in there.
Yeah. Oh, you know that new idea feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm in that zone.
yeah, that's a nice feeling, but then it kind of like dies down and leaves you feeling empty.
Well, it dies down when
Enjoy it while it's lasting.
yeah. So it kind of hits you all at once when you start seeing the limitations, the blockers, when it becomes real.
The workload,
Yeah. So I'm going to I'm
you
going
know,
to
funny enough. Do you want to know what my final year project was in university?
What?
You'll never guess, but take a stab.
I think you've told me before.
No,
You sure?
I'm pretty sure, but it has to do with a whoop band.
Really?
Hmm.
No, I give up.
We were tasked with making a whoop band, but for wheelchair users.
Okay.
So wheelchair users apparently cannot track their fitness accurately because, well, they're sitting.
Yeah,
So
but
they can't
the
track
heart rate
their
still
can't
going.
track their steps or RPMs or whatever. No offense to wheelchair users, but yeah,
Yes,
that
but
that's
it's
kind
not
of,
with steps, is it? I think it has to do with the heart rate.
well, how do you calculate if you've walked a step in a wheelchair through your heart
Yes,
rate?
but Whoop doesn't count steps.
Well, at that time we didn't have whoop bands yet.
Yes, but you can still calculate. I don't think the all the wearables calculate the calorie output using.
No, so the I know the Apple the way it does it is it relies on this motion, right? The motion of the hand,
Yeah.
right? For it to calculate steps. That's why people who work who walk while working at their desk, like my wife, for example, an Apple Watch won't calculate her steps because her hands are stationary or on the table and her feet are
Well,
moving. You need that
motion.
movement. So that's why people now wear their Apple Watch on their ankle for it to calculate steps.
That is drastic.
Yes. So people who have a treadmill underneath their desk, they put it on their ankle. So wheelchair users, they cannot calculate their steps with a simple Apple Watch. And there are a lot of wheelchair athletes that play wheelchair basketball, wheelchair rugby, and they want to be able to calculate all of these forces that they exert on themselves and their wheelchairs as well. They want to know how fast their wheelchair was going. They want to know all these things. So, in short, basically, we were tasked with making a whoop band that people could stick under their wheelchair, I guess. Uh, we ended up, well, the pandemic hit and we had to do it kind of remotely. There was only one person working on it in campus. We were just like supplying designs and stuff. But yeah, and one of the requirements is that they don't want it to look like a bomb because once you stick it under the wheelchair, it's like a black box, looks like
Yeah.
a bomb. But
Yes, but
there was even a company we reached out to that built it for, there was like a tech company, but they built it for one of their friends who was handicapped. Uh, or do they call it something else in the UK now, right? They call it abled or something. Well, what's the politically correct term nowadays?
disabled parking. So disabled.
I mean, yeah, it's still disabled, like in
Yeah.
my world, or last I remembered. But there was something because every time I say disabled or handicapped, my wife's like, "No, no, no, it's something. It's this." Anyways, yeah. So they
Yeah,
built it
I
for
don't think
their
so.
friends, and it was man, what was it called? I should send you they had a whole trailer and everything, and they could do so many cool things like measure how much elevation he's climbed with his wheelchair, like so many cool things. So yeah, they gave us like a budget of $1,000 or something like that, and the project manager, the project owner, sorry, It was for his friend who would play wheelchair rugby. So it was a cool
How,
project.
how was the what was the software implication?
Oh, dude, we were using uh, we were using MATLAB and Arduino, so
Wow.
it was horrible.
You said MATLAB and I stopped thinking. That
Man,
just
I I just like I hate MATLAB. Like every time somebody would bring up MATLAB. Actually, right now, if I was in college, I'd probably love MATLAB because ChatGPT and everything. But back then, when you'd have to sift through documentation and stuff, like MATLAB was
I
horrible.
don't think it counts. I mean, I was
For
having a
those of you
conversation
who don't
about
know MATLAB is basically like a math software that engineers use, and you kind of code equations, and you can do other codes and stuff like that, and mainly
yeah, so
graphs, you
how
crazy
to explain it
formulas.
because it does everything. It's just it's like I don't know. It's the Java of because I mean
Google
nobody
Java
likes
of
touching Java,
engineering.
but you can technically do anything with it. I don't know.
Yeah, we used it
Yeah,
for
that's
much of
trying to explain MATLAB.
plotting LEDs and stuff, wavelengths. But yeah, but anyways, I'm excited for you, and well, definitely we should work offline on some ideas and stuff. Somebody was telling me the money is in Vision Pro apps right now because there's only what 60 Vision Pro apps or something like that. It's like
Yeah, but
not
that's
a
because
market.
there's only 60 people that own a Vision Pro. I mean,
But now is a good time to like do an Angry Birds, just establish it and you have an app.
actually, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that I can just kind of flick them as they're coming. We should,
Yeah,
we should look
well,
into it.
I didn't mean it in literal sense, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but
sure.
yeah, it works because imagine after a whole day of work, you're just, you need to unwind, you need to break something.
I think Fruit Ninja would work very well on Vision Pro, just like slicing fruits
No,
in
no, no,
the
you want to punch it.
air.
You
Punch
want to
Ninja,
punch it. Yeah.
Fruit Puncher.
Okay. Actually, that works.
Yeah. By tomorrow, guys, you're gonna see Zubair with like 50 new startup ideas.
Yeah, but you see, I can't build something that I can't afford the hardware to test.
Hmm.
So
Fact.
it's yeah. I mean, I woke up with this idea and I went rogue. And within 24 hours, my Apple Watch was arriving.
Wait, what? That Apple Watch is. Oh my God.
It's a couple days old.
I was about to say, I was like, man, that looks like a new one too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Talk,
just
talk
it
about
kind of
improved
snowballed.
mind.
It snowballed, and yeah, it was. Ooh. and and since then, I've had almost 10 hours of meeting on it in 3 days.
Damn.
I'm
Wait, is this your first Apple Watch?
no,
Okay.
I moved from an Apple Watch to the Whoop.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because I wanted to go back to a traditional watch, but I didn't want to wear both. So Whoop gave me an out that I can just put a band or something on my biceps.
Honestly, the only thing that I would have that used to attract me for an Apple Watch was just writing exams. I would see a bunch of students like loading up their photos with screenshots and stuff on the Apple Watch and be like, damn,
Yeah,
maybe I
but
should get an
now they
Apple
look
Watch.
out for these.
Now they would.
Now they look up for these things.
Ah, yeah, that's the thing. Just being a student is so funny, you know. When the Apple Watch came out, nobody would look out for them, would exploit that, and then ChatGPT came out, and people were not like looking out for it. Now they are. But yeah, on uh, on this side of the pond, we have some
Yeah, I'm
exciting.
thinking I'll give you the last 6 minutes because I hogged everything.
No
But you
worries.
egged me on, so
But yeah, we are launching Swift Ride in Western Australia in the city of Perth. Is going to be a four-car pilot program, and with hopefully blue skies to expand into more cars. Our wait list is currently up on swiftride.io. So if any Aussies are watching this, please go and join the wait list. So far, we have about, I launched the wait list maybe like a week ago. No, not a week ago, maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And we have about 10 signups, organic signups from Australia, which is, I mean, it's not a lot, but for the amount of marketing I'm doing, which is bare minimum, I have
yeah.
one Facebook ad running, you know, with like very bad pictures and stuff like that. I think is pretty good. 10 signups, but I did want to seek your advice, oh father of marketing, Zubair.
Oh, okay. Let's see
No,
how it
you.
goes.
So wanted to find out how we can make the ads better or market better, because here in the US we're pretty good at marketing. Our cars are flying off the shelf, but in Australia it's like a different society, different, like, I don't even know, like different jokes, different language, kind of, even though it's English, they like they have their own thing going on.
So other than going for going with influencer marketing or
I
yeah,
haven't actually thought of influencer
so
marketing.
it's
Well,
the easiest way to break into a new market because
mm,
you're going with people that people know and can relate to. Otherwise, you don't want to try to be funny just yet. You want to, so convenience is a universal language.
hmm
So sell the convenience.
I mean,
The,
that's kind of what I'm selling right now.
yeah, so that's all you need to sell unless you want to go aggressive with, getting trusted faces that will carry your message
hmm
in the
Yeah,
best
I
way
don't
that
want
you
to do
can.
that right now because I just wanted to test out these four cars in the market, see how well they're doing, and if they're doing pretty well, we're partnered with a really strong company, and we have access to potentially uh, hundreds of vehicles, but we have to prove the market is strong and the demand is there.
How long is the pilot going for?
About a month.
That's not a long time to prove the market.
I mean, that's way longer pilot than we had here in the US.
Yeah, but I mean, US is your turf,
Is it though?
is it not?
I mean, I just moved here and just launched the pilot randomly, so I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it really. the business, I think it's gonna change depending on the landscape. Kind of shapes the business. Here
Fair enough.
our our biggest selling one is the Uber. Over there, it might be just regular people.
Do you know?
Rental.
Do you know what this reminds me of? You know when Richard Branson started his Australian airline?
Yeah,
Literally,
yeah,
he went through this exact motions you are.
yeah. I always think about it, but at the same time, it's kind of surprising how much cheaper Australia is compared to the US.
Well, things are very actually, just healthcare.
No, not even healthcare. Like car rentals are cheaper, insurance is cheaper, repairs are cheaper, the cars themselves are cheaper. I'm like, why is everything in the US so bloody expensive? Dang. But it's good. I'd rather go from being or like dealing with expensive stuff to like dealing with cheaper stuff than like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so cheap in here, and then, oh my God, everything's so expensive over there. You know. So yeah, right now we're just in that process of converting things, our website to have Australian English, miles to kilometers, trunk to boot, you
Yeah.
know.
Why did you go IO instead of the net?
So we're going back to net. We just put up IO for people to kind of join the wait list because our subdomains and stuff were not ready yet. And it was easy to spin up a Wix website, slap on that domain,
Mm,
and go for it. And also, I've been getting a lot of backlash and criticism that SwiftRide is a .NET domain. People have been laughing at us at Tech Village and, haha, you guys have a .NET domain, you losers. So, yeah, so apparently, if you're not .com or .io or .ai, you know, you're just a loser. So I bought the SwiftRide.io domain just to kind of like own it, but
yeah.
sitting around doing nothing. So I was like, okay, just put on the Australian waitlist. Although looking back now, I probably could have made a subdomain.
Yeah.
Although I don't
Slash
think you can.
AUS.
Yeah, can you link a subdomain to Wix? It has to be the main domain. I think you
Are
can
you
do
sure?
something.
No, I think you can.
Yeah,
But
probably I
you
should
need to
have
onboard
done
it as a new domain.
au.swiftRide.net or some crazy
Yeah.
shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
But yeah, that's pretty much our updates. So our launch should be about in a week, which is kind of tight, but hopefully we'll get there, and we'll see you in Australia, mate.
All right. Um, so will this be before the next episode?
Actually, by the
No.
time the next episode comes around, we should have launched.
Okay. So something to look forward to then.
Yeah. So, but it's looking like might have to extend a little bit because the keys for the cars should have been shipped by Thursday, but individual who I'm supposed to work with to ship those keys moved it to today, which is gonna take some time. Now we've missed about 2 days, so those
So
2 days are
we
pretty
add
crucial.
2 days on top of
Huh?
we add 2 days on top of the time.
Yeah, so we need those 2 days for DHL to ship us the keys so we can create the Bluetooth keys and ship them back, things like that.
Okay. Whew.
But yeah,
I guess you're getting the new idea feeling too. But
no,
you're at the stage of see. Well, yeah, the reality has kind of sunk in your case.
I was super excited last week. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm going to Australia, but now it's like, oh my God, more work.
Yeah, because last time we spoke was Monday, so I caught the tail end of the excitement.
Yeah. But yeah, if this goes good, we'll slowly expand over there, expand over here, and most likely start launching pilots in. So this pilot is pretty unique because we don't own any of the cars. We're basically a SaaS,
Mm,
and I think it's pretty interesting for us to explore how that how that feels like just to be a SaaS working with a fleet operator
yeah.
as opposed to us owning the cars and operating
Mm,
them. I'm liking the feeling definitely of just providing software and managing all the stuff as opposed to here where you're doing everything top to bottom. It's definitely easier.
all right. Well, I hope somebody is listening, and if you are,
I hope you're
please
not.
do share, especially with your Australian friends.
Please don't share with any SoftBank people or any people who
It's
might have
already out there, so
offended.
you can't get it back.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for joining us today. On I think this is the longest episode.
no, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah,
Have you gone 1 hour before?
yeah. I think 1 hour 10.
Sure.
I don't know,
Is
but
this
let's not make it any longer though.
yeah? Is this 8 or 7? 7, 8, 8, right?
Uh, yeah, I think 8.
8. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. See you next week. If Sunny doesn't oversleep.
Oof, and Zubair doesn't go to London.